Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I know it has been a hot minute since I last did okay, it's only been a week, right, since I did a meal prep with me, but I just was not feeling like to cook. And you have those weeks where it's just like you get so busy and you're so overwhelmed that you can't even think of what to cook, because that honestly was my struggle this past week. And honestly, today also I was sickling, like, what am I going to cook? I need to eat, you know, that kind of thing. And I didn't want to make air fried stuff. So yeah, I am making a taco bowl, or a taco inspired bowl rather. I really wanted to make tacos, but when I checked Checkers, they were completely out of stock of taco shells. I think tacos are becoming, you know, regular thing in people's lives. So I was like, you know what, let me just switch it up and make a taco bowl, but like with the same things I would use in a taco, but with some rice other than a taco shell. So I did include corn today to bulk up our mince, and I always do black beans for the mince as well. I ordered venison mince. I don't eat beef, but if you eat beef, you can add beef. You can do any red meat your heart desires. I just chose venison. Venison is quite easy to get on the Checkers app for me. I don't know why you just can't get lamb mince on Checkers. And typically I would go to Woolies to get lamb mince, but I didn't leave the house today. I was really busy. So venison mince it is. We'll do lamb some other time. You know, can always do lamb. That's great. So I'm just putting 2 cups of basmati rice to cook. It has been boiling for a while, so it will be going. And then I've also prepped my onions. And yeah, it's pretty much going to be smooth sailing into this recipe. So let's get cooking. Also, I don't look cute today, okay? And that is because the heat has been redonkulous, guys. Whew. I'm feeling so hot. This day has been so hot. My hair looks like a mess. I don't even care at this point. I just want to eat some good food. So I'm going to put some oil to heat up on the stove, and we're going to get into cooking the mince now. Okay, so I am adding oil to my pot. One day when I get my setup right, y'all will be inside the pot. But we're just going to do this for now. That's a little bit better. My basmati should be cooked in a little bit. It's almost done. Now you can use whatever rice you want. I just had basmati rice, so I'm using basmati. You use whatever your heart's desires. I'm gonna wait for my oil to heat up. Okay, to get my aromatics going, I'm gonna put in some cloves, maybe about 3. You can obviously flavor your mince however you feel necessary. I'm gonna do some cinnamon sticks. These are small and thin cinnamon sticks. They clearly don't make them like they used to anymore. I'm also going to do some bay leaf. Let's see if this oil is hot. Not quite. I usually get impatient and just add my onions, but I'm not going to do that today. Let me check my basmati. It's almost done, just a little bit more to go. Okay, I think our oil is getting quite hot now, so I'm going to put my onions in. I'm using red onions because I have red onions in the fridge, but you can use anything. I'm doing a full onion because I don't want to waste. Okay, we're just going to let these onions cook for a little bit, and then I'll get back to you guys when we are adding all the other bits and bobs. Okay, so this is frying nicely. It's getting nice and golden. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit to not burn my onions. So I am gonna go in with some ginger and garlic. You need the ginger and garlic. Okay, then I'm gonna do some garam masala. I'm doing this one from Woolies because I feel like it is maybe a little bit better for like mince. I'm gonna do some masala. I'm gonna do my blends that I usually go for. You can do whichever your heart desires. And then a bit of dhania powder. And then I'm just gonna fry that up. Remember to decrease your temperature if you feel like your spices are gonna burn. Add some water. It just prevents your spices from burning, but it's also gonna cook out your ginger and garlic really nicely. Then I'm going in with some tomato paste. I'm gonna do a whole sachet. I feel like when it comes to minced tomato paste, just helps deepen the flavor. Make sure you've decreased your heat quite significantly at this point. Sometimes you forget, so that's why the water comes in handy. And I also forgot to take out my tomato to defrost. Love that for me. There we go. In my defense, this was also like a last minute type of vibe, so I forgot to take out the tomato, but it's okay. You're going to put extra water so that your little situation doesn't dry out. And I'm going to come back once my tomato is thawed. Okay, so it hasn't taken long for the tomato to melt. While the last bit is melting, I'm going to do some salt. And some sugar to break down the acidity. So you'll know the tomato is cooked when the oil starts settling at the top, which I'm sure you guys can see. I'm going to gently drop my mince in. That made a bit of a splatter, but luckily not in my direction. I'm just switching spoons to break up the mince. Careful not to scrape your non-stick pot. Okay, so the mince is cooking quite nicely. My gravy is nice and thick. And now I'm going to add my black beans. Just going to drain out the brine first. And then how I'm going to plate this is a nice deep bowl. I'm going to put my rice in here. I feel like whenever I meal prep, I'm always like really hungry, which is probably why the food tastes so good, because I'm always hungry. I think 2 cups of rice was a lot, but it's fine. I'll put this into a 4th container. And then I'm going to go in with some of my mince. Okay, my audio cut out, but I added sweet corn and sour cream. Okay, switching to this camera because I was having some technical difficulties with my microphone on the other camera. Let's give this a go. Thank you God for this food. Yummy! Just mixing everything together. You know what I forgot? Cheese. I mean, if you want to make this healthier, you could leave out the cheese. Oh, yummo. The cheese just gives it more pizzazz. Guys, I am feeling so hot. It is not easy cooking in this heat, let me tell you that. I did go heavy-handed on the chili powder, but the sour cream is balancing it out really well. In my defense, I did use another chili powder because my bottle ran out of my OG chili powder. It's so good and it's so close to tacos. Let's see if I take a Dorito and incorporate this. This is very not healthy. Let's see. What if I do that? We're just adding as we're going at this point. Oh my gosh. Now that is a taco bowl with that little extra crunch. Wow guys, this is really good. I do want to put out a disclaimer and say that you are by no way, shape or form forced to recreate any of my meal prep. I've gotten a few comments, and well, not a few. You get like one or two, but it's more than enough to make you feel some type of way. If you guys have better ways of doing these recipes, I'm happy for you guys to share down below. But the way it comes across is, from some people, is very condescending. It seems as if you're trying to say that my recipe is bland or it's not good enough for your standards or your taste, and that's completely fine, you guys. I live alone. I sometimes have the energy to cook meals like this, I sometimes don't, and sometimes I'm trying to watch my budget, and sometimes you end up with meals like this which seems like it's out of the budget, but it's really not. Especially because venison mince is really not expensive. But just be kind. If you have nothing nice to say, just be kind. If you feel you can do this recipe way better than me, or you've been doing things like this for years, that's great. I know some of you are so motivating, even though you have done some of the recipes I've already tried, and you guys are so sweet in the comments telling me what you use in your recipes, and it helps me because I'm gonna be like, oh, the next time I should try that. But you saying that, you know, you've done it for years, and the tone in which you send the message, for me, comes across loud and clear, you know, because the way you type out a message is how you mean to say it. And people are going to backtrack and say, oh, I didn't mean for it to be mean or nasty. There's a way to say things, especially on the internet. And I just don't appreciate people being disparaging, and I wanted to cover that. And that's why I think I was so demotivated to create a meal prep the past week, because I was like, oh, is somebody gonna say like the next recipe I do like is not as good as theirs, or what's the situation? But just be kind with what you say, you guys. I'm a human being at the end of the day. What you say affects me. I have feelings, and you know, if you wonder why your favorite creator doesn't do certain things, maybe think about the kind of comments they get, making them feel some type of way. However, I'm not gonna let 1 or 2 odd comments get to me. Even though I love the comment section and I love interacting with you guys, I'm just maybe going to revisit the comment section at another time, when I'm not putting pressure on myself to create content. Because I mean, if you guys enjoy something, I do put pressure on myself to make sure that content is being battered out on a consistent level. So yeah, I just wanted to do that little housekeeping and just say, please be kind. If you have nothing nice to say, please don't say anything at all. Please be mindful of how you type out a message. And also just, if you have a suggestion, be kind. Be kind about it. I have no issues having people's suggestions, saying, you know, this for that would be great, or whatever the case is, or swap out certain ingredients. I have no issues with that. If anything, I really appreciate it, because the next time I create it, I'm gonna try what you guys recommend. So anyway, let me stop talking Langada stories and get back to my food before my Doritos go soft. That is it for me. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below. Let me know if you would try something like this. I would say definitely put like extra tomato in your what you call this, in your mince, because I actually put extra tomato by mistake because I had a really big portion of frozen tomato. But I think it actually played to my advantage, because the rice is not dry whatsoever, and the sour cream complements everything so well. So really enjoying it. That is it for this video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye.